Well, hello everybody. Welcome to P.B.M. Money. Today, I want to talk about bust or boom. I have noticed something. As you know, if you've been following me, you know that there are certain YouTubers that I watch for financial information. And I know that they're videos, and I know that they're looking for clickbait, and I know they're in it for the money. I get all that. But the one thing that a YouTuber that's going to tell me about financing is better have is credibility. And I started noticing something, about 6 months ago. And I started paying very close attention. Now, the YouTubers I'm talking about are Graham Stephan, Andrew Jick, Meet Kevin, Jeremy. Those are the main ones. Now, if you watch their videos and they talk about what they're doing, they say, and I'm going to go down a list here. They say, right now it's all about cash. Hoard your cash. The real estate bubble is going to burst. So stay away from real estate. And the prices are too high. You can't find any deals out there. Now is a bad time to buy real estate. That's the overall message all of them are giving all of the time. And then they ask questions. And this is the one that really got me, because when I heard this, I remember thinking about Satan. He never contradicted God. All he did was put the seed of doubt in Eve's mind. And that's what these YouTubers are doing, because they all have a video in there somewhat to this title. Is real estate a good investment? The market's terrible. Are interest rates too high? Okay, so when you get inundated by a bunch of YouTubers, and by the way, since I made these observations, I found out that all of those guys, they all belong to the same and I don't know what they're called, but the same company they all report to. That's where they, because they have a company, kind of like an agent. They go out and get some of the advertising for them. They get them some of the brand deals, and in return they get a certain amount of cut from YouTube. So when you're getting all of these guys telling you, the market's terrible, the interest rates are terrible, and all of that, and in my mind, I've been on this planet long enough to know that there are a couple of things that you can count on, and one of them is long-term. Real estate is always, without exception, the best investment you can ever make long-term. Now, are there other businesses where you can make a fortune? Sure. If you'd have bought Apple or Tesla or YouTube in the beginning, you'd be a millionaire. Sure, there are exceptions. Real estate is how 90% of the wealth in this country is built. And if you don't believe me, do your research. 90% of the people that are wealthy in this country either started or went into real estate. And that reminds me, I'll just give you a little hint. If I say the word McDonald's, what do you think? You think hamburgers and fries, right? They're a business. Do you know, if you asked a McDonald's executive what they think of, they say real estate. And you know why? Because McDonald's was one of the first companies in the country. When they put up a hamburger stand, they did all kinds of studies about traffic flows, stoplights, location, property taxes. They did all of that research because they're in the real estate business. McDonald's owns the property that those restaurants sit on. The people that own the restaurants, they're just franchisees. Some of them own them, but most of them are franchisees. So McDonald's isn't really in the real estate business, and that's why they're so mammoth. Now, that's what I hear him saying. Real estate is terrible, the market's terrible, hoard your cash, don't spend any money, blah, blah, blah. Now, also in that 6-month period, as I watched their videos, they would say things, not on the same topic, but on different shows. As an example, if Graham Stephan said on his show said hoard your cash, real estate's not good, the interest rates are too high, but then he gets on Millennial Money and says, I'm going to buy a project this year, a real estate project, and he was asked, well, how much are you going to put down? He says, well, whatever I make for the first 6 months of the year, that's going to be my down payment. Okay, so he's on his show is saying one thing and doing another. Now, I'm going to go down this list, and I want you to pay attention to this. Andre Jick is one of these guys, and he's been known as the crypto guy. When he first got in, he was a dividend stocks guy, and now he's just all over the map. He thinks he's a news guy, finance news guy. Anyway, in this period of time, he was into the crypto, but he was always poo-pooing real estate. Well, he just went out and spent I can't remember how much. He spent a lot of money on a house. And then he turned around and spent a bunch more redoing the inside of his house. So he bought some real estate in this period of time. Meet Kevin, cashed some of his money out of the stock market and went on a real estate buying binge for investment. Graham Stephan was poo-pooing real estate, but then on the iced coffee hour, he hooks up with a guy who puts together large investors, and they go out and buy large real estate things. Now, when I first heard it, he was going to do one this year. Not too long later, he's done 3. One in Missouri, one in Mississippi, and one in, I don't remember the other state. So he's loading the boat on real estate. Graham Stephan's assistant, one of them, his name is Alex, he's looking for his dream house right now. So he's not the least bit intimidated by the market. And his boss is buying real estate, so he's going to go buy real estate. Graham Stephan's other assistant, Jack, who is co-host with him on Iced Coffee Hour, he bought it. He's 23. He's in his early 20s. He just bought a house in Las Vegas for over $500,000. And then he turned around and rented out 3 of the rooms to some roommates. He wasn't worried about spending $500,000 on Las Vegas real estate, no matter what his boss says. It's what they do that you need to pay attention to. Jeremy, known as the stock guy, just bought his second home in another state, and I believe it was Arizona. And I saw the neighborhood. That's a very richy neighborhood that he bought in. So he's not the least. So all of these guys are telling you how bad the market is, how bad the interest rates are. Stay away from real estate. Hoard your cash. Wait till the prices come down. And they turn right around, every one of them, and they're out spending money like crazy on real estate. That's what I noticed. So what do I say? I say load the boat on real estate. In fact, I would pull my money out of the market. I can't now because I have a little bit in there, and if I pull it out, I'm going to lose a lot. So I'm just hanging around till the market comes back, and then I'm going to sell. But I say load the boat. because long term, real estate is always, always a good investment. And there's so many more benefits that you can get from that than from any other investment, from taxes to appreciation to cash flow to tax write-off, depreciation, blah, blah, blah. The list goes on and on. It has been my experience, and I learned this when I was in college. I experienced it my first time around in real estate, and it is still true 40 years later. Invest in real estate, good real estate. Use it for investment, take care of your properties, and you do that over time, and you will not be able to help but become wealthy. So when it comes to the YouTube finance guys, don't pay attention to what they're saying, because that's all clickbait. Pay attention to what they do. And they're not going to come out and just tell you, hey, I'm doing this, I'm doing this. You got to watch them and pay attention to the hints. Every one of those real estate purchases I mentioned to you, they said it, but not on their program. They said it on a different program. So pay attention to what they do, not what they say. They're loading the boat on real estate. And so should you. And so am I. Well, that's about all I wanted to say. You guys have a great day, a great week, and happy investing.